Okay guys, let's try this again. I had recorded it earlier and I don't know, it recorded me and I sounded like a chipmunk. It's really funny. I'm going to leave that video up there so if you want to watch it, you can. But we're going to go over letter D, letter F again, because yesterday I think I cut off on letter F, or not yesterday, but the part 1 of this video. So I took out a blank sheet. This one looks more like yours. And I'm going to go over letter F and letter H. So it says if f of x is equal to 4, what is x? So if my output is 4, what is my input? So remember that x is our input and f of x is our output. F of x is another fancy way of saying y. So if our output is 4, here's our output of 4, what is our input? So we're going to put x is equal to 9 when f of x is equal to 4. If I keep looking on my table, I see that there's a second value for 4, second y value for 4, and that input is 8. So when x is equal to 9 and x is equal to 8, are both true values for when the function is equal to 4. So when you input a 9 into this function, whatever it may be that got this table, you get an output of 4. When you input this function into your calculator and input a value of 8, your output is still 4. This is a function because the x values do not repeat. Only the y values repeat, and that's okay. As long as the x values don't have more than one y value, then it is a function. Okay, if we go to the next question, and I said I was going to go through D and F, so we did F and then D. Yesterday I asked you, what is f of -1? So if my input is -1, so I've got to look at my x values, and we didn't find a -1. So I said, well, then we don't know what the input is. What the output is. But you could guess, I suppose. The closest values that we have are with an input of -3 and an input of 2. And if you were to draw a number line, you would have -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, and then 2. So I know my values are somewhere between -3 and +2. That's where your -1 would be. And as I look a little bit closer, I see also that we know what x equals to 0 is. So really my window is going to be somewhere between -3 and 0. So when x is equal to -3, my output is 2. And when f of x is equal to 0, my output is -1. So when x is equal to -1, f of x, f of -1, is somewhere between -1 and 2. Guess I'll put a little and sign. Okay, so that would be the correct answer for letter D and F. I also made a mistake. I don't know if you guys caught it in part 1 video. Do you know which problem that is that I made a mistake on? That's right, letter F. Apparently I don't know how to multiply. I don't know my times tables. -7 times 5 is not 30, -30. It is actually -35. So go ahead and change that. -7 times 5 is -35. -35 plus 1 gives you -34. So your final answer is that when your input is 5, your output is -34. So see, even teachers make mistakes. I was watching the video again and then I saw what my mistakes were. I felt like such a dummy. Okay, so we're gonna go through this next part. It says sometimes instead of finding the value of the function at a given x value, so instead of thinking about it as the input and then what the output is, sometimes we have to find the value of the input. In these cases, we replace the function notation and solve rather than the x. Okay, so use the function defined in the above examples. So we know that whenever we solve an equation, we're going to do PEMDAS backwards, or GEMDAS, which is the way that I taught you guys. We're going to do in opposite direction, okay? So if we look at B, for example, it says let g of x equal to 3x plus 2. If g of x is equal to 11, find x. So we're going to let g of x be equal to 11. 11 is equal to 3x plus 2. We need to solve for x. The first thing we're going to do is to get rid of addition and subtraction. So we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. 11 minus 2 is 11, 10, 9, and we're left with 3x. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, when we subtract 2 from one side, we have to subtract 2 from the other side. And when I say the other side, I mean on the other side of the equal sign. Okay, so now we have 9 minus 3x. 9 equals 3x. In order to get rid of the multiplication, we need to divide both sides of the equal sign by 3. And we're left with 9 divided by 3 is 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1x. So our final answer is that our input is 3 whenever our output is 11. Any questions? Feel free to post questions under the comment section. Okay, I'm going to open this one up so that you guys can comment on it in case you do have questions. So it says let wx be equal to 3x minus 7. If wx is equal to 14, what is your x value? Okay, so same steps as before. We do addition and subtraction first. In this case, we have subtraction, so we're going to do the opposite, which is to add 7 to both sides of the equal sign. So what is 14 plus 7? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1 plus 1 is 2, so 21 is equal to 3x. A negative 7 plus 7 is just 0. We usually don't write the 0, we just know that it automatically kind of just goes away. Alright, so we have 3 times x. We have to do the opposite, which is to divide both sides by 3. What is 3 divided by 3? That's right, 1x equals to, what's 21 divided by 3? The correct answer is 7. So when my input is 7, my output is 14. Okay, next example, it's your turn. I want you guys to press pause here, try to solve it as far as you can go, and then you're just going to check your answer with mine. Okay, check your answer. Did you get x is equal to 10? Hopefully you did, and if you did, that means you've got the right answer. I just wanted to touch base with you really quickly. If you were to graph this function, negative 2x minus 5, into your calculator, it would graph it, it would intersect, the y-intercept would be at negative 5, and it would be a downward slope of negative 2. It's a negative slope of negative 2. This is what your graph would look like. And when you would look at your table, eventually you would see in your table that you have x equals to 10 and y equals to negative 25. This is a quick way to check your answer after you've done the algebra. Is just graph the function really quickly into your calculator and check to see that your table matches your output, okay, or your ordered pairs. If you guys turn, I know that this is kind of out of order. I put it on the top for you, okay? It says given this graph of the function, find f of -4, f of 0, blah, blah, blah. Okay? When you say find f of -4, it's saying find when x is equal to -4. So my x values are on the x-axis, and I always start at 0. Okay, 0 is my center. And if I'm going to go to the -4, that means I go to the left 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what exactly is the value of my function at x equals to -4? Well, this is a 1, this is a 2, 3, 4, 5. So when x is equal to -4, y is equal to 2. I don't know if you guys can see that. 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes up, and then you kind of run it across to see where it hits on the y-axis. F of 0. So this one's easy. You start in the middle. F of 0 is just 0. Next one, f of 3. So you're going to start at 0. You're going to go to the right, 1, 2, 3, and follow it down until you hit your graph. It's almost at -2. It's a little bit before. So I'm going to put approximately equal to negative, let's say 1.8 or 1.9 would be your answer. Okay, if I look at the last one, f of -5, you're going to start at 0. You're going to go to the left 5 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And where do you land on the graph? When y is equal to 0. Okay, and then to finish this off, letter E, it says x when f of x is equal to 2. So what is your input when your output is equal to 2? So we're going to look at the y values. So when y is equal to 2, we've got two values. One here at -1.9 probably, and then one here at x equals to -4. So x equals to -4, and x is approximately equal to sorry, I said 1.9. It should be -0.9 or 0.8. Find x when f of x is equal to 0. So when is my y equal to 0? Well, my y is equal to 0 at two different points. That is when x is equal to -5 and when x is equal to 0. See, your output of 0 gives you an input at -5 and an input of 0. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I know it's a little bit longer than what I expected. Your assignment is to complete the homework section. It's pretty straightforward. It's exactly what we went over in these videos. So if you don't have enough time to complete it during class, then you have time at home to complete it. You can watch the videos again if you need to, and I hope you guys will leave your comments because I want to see what I can do to improve the videos. It was a long process. Okay, it took forever, and I hope to get better. I hope to get more, I guess just better, more interesting, shorter, quicker, and to the point. But thank you guys for everything. Thank you for being so patient. I feel much better. I'll be ready to go back to work on Tuesday, and I'll be more than ready to see you guys, okay? I hope you have a great weekend, have a great Labor Day weekend, and be careful.